Inequalities in two triangles. Hinge theorem. Hinge theorem means if two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, then the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second. Then the third side of the first triangle is longer than the third side of the second triangle. So let's see what that means. So this side right here, RS, is congruent to WB right here. See the marks? And then on the bottom, ST is congruent to WX. You see the marks? And then the angle between these two congruent sides, if this angle is bigger than this angle, that means the third side right here is bigger than this side. Only if this angle is bigger than this. So you're going to write the inequality. RT is greater than VX. So I want you to highlight this here. Two sides congruent. Included angle of the first is larger than included angle of the second. Then third side is longer than the third side of the second one. Okay? So basically same, but the included angle means the angle between these two is bigger than this one. Then this, the third side, the side that is across from this angle is going to be greater than this third side. Okay? If the angles are greater. Converse of the hinge theorem. If two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, and the third side of the first is longer than the third side of the second, then the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second. So we're actually going backwards. It's the same thing, but we're comparing angles now. So please write and highlight. Two sides, one triangle is congruent to the two sides of another triangle. Then third side is longer than the first. Then the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second. So right here, you see this is congruent to this. AB is congruent to DE. This side is congruent to this. You see the mark? And then you see the third side is bigger than this side. If this 8 is bigger than this, then this angle that is across from that 8 is greater than this. Because 8 is bigger than 7. So this angle, whatever this angle is measurement angle A is greater than measurement angle D. So converse means we're going backwards. We were talking about the sides, and when we compared the angles, we talked about side. We compare sides here. Now we're comparing angles. So we're looking at the sides and going backwards. That's why it's converse of hinge theorem. And this is always the case for two triangles. Last lesson, we looked at inequality in one triangle within one. But now we have two triangles, and we're comparing two triangles with third side different. One is greater than the other, and the angle across from that third side, okay? So let's use the hinge theorem. In the two triangles shown, notice that AB is congruent to DE. So how do I know? Look at the mark. There's only one mark there. And then BC is congruent to EF. But angle B is greater than angle E. So what can we conclude? We can say AC is greater than FD because the angle is greater. Which side? The third side. The side that is across from the angle. It appears that the side opposite of 122 angle is longer than the side of the opposite of 85 angle. This relationship is guaranteed by the hinge theorem. Finding possible side lengths and angle measures. You can use the hinge theorem and its converse to choose possible side lengths or angle measures from a given list. So right here, we have AB. It's congruent to DE. Look at the mark. You have one mark there. And then BC is congruent to EF. You see the 2 marks and 2 marks. And AC is 12 inches. And then the angle B is 36. And angle E is 80. You got to write these on your paper. Can you write these down? Which one is the possible length for DF? So you have to pick 8 or 10 or 12 or 23 inches. I'm going to pick 23 because this angle is bigger than 36. So you have to pick a length that is bigger than 12, which is here, 23. So you cannot pick 12 because that's the equal. You cannot pick 10, that's smaller. You cannot pick 8. We're talking about this side right here. The angle's bigger. So you have to pick a measurement that is bigger than 12, which is 23. Make sense? So that is the hinge theorem. Finding possible side lengths and angle measures. Triangle RST and triangle XYZ. You're going to draw it. Please draw it with me right now. RST, XYZ. And then RT is congruent to XZ. So you need to make a mark. So right here, this mark and this mark, they are congruent. So make a mark, one line. And then ST is congruent to YZ. So make 2 marks. And then 3.7 is right here, RS. So you really have to label RST, XYZ in order to get this right, okay? So 3.7, and then XY is 4.5, and then Z is 75 degrees. You can pause the video and do this, okay? Which following is a possible measure for angle T? So right here, you know this is longer than this, right? So this angle needs to be smaller than 75. So you have choices here, 60, 75, 90, and 105. Which one is the suitable choice? 60, because this measurement is smaller than this. So this angle needs to be smaller than that. So 60 will be the right choice for T. Please pause the video and draw this correctly. Please copy.